So after its release in 2024, the iPhone 16 Pro Max has been a pinnacle of, smartphones. I actually like this particular device considering its camera, its battery, its design, and every other aspect of it. So in today's video, we'll be reviewing the iPhone 16 Pro Max to see if it's still a good buy in 2026. And after the release of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, a little bit of people are actually skeptical about getting the iPhone 17 Pro Max or sticking to the iPhone 16 Pro Max or even getting the iPhone 16 Pro Max as against the iPhone 17 Pro Max considering its price and every other aspect or let's say factor. So in today's video, we are going to do a quick review of the iPhone 16 Pro Max to see if it's a perfect buy in 2026. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Yus, and in today's video we'll be talking about the iPhone 16 Pro Max, if it's still a good buy in 2026. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to do a very quick review, and we are not going to do the numbers or let's say the whole numbers and stuff. Instead, we're going to do real life testing, and I'm going to tell you if this phone is still good for you to buy in 2026. Without wasting much time, let's get into it. So the first thing we're looking at is the design of the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max that was released in 2025, this device still holds its value as regards its general design and durability. Now let's get into it. I've been a fan of the natural titanium considering the fact that I used the 15 Pro Max and also used the 16 Pro Max. One thing I know about natural titanium is the fact that they don't get scratched easily, they don't break, and they are very durable. Now basically this one has been used for quite a while. I've actually used this one for a while. I've used this device in so many aspects. I've actually had this device drop from my hand and stuff like that, and the body of this device still holds up pretty well. Now consider the fact that you can still get this device as brand new non-active, then yes, it's still a very good buy. Although I'm not a fan of the back design because I feel as if from the iPhone 14, 15, 16, all of them share a similar design. Now let's put in context. If you are being handed the iPhone 15 Pro Max, let's say the natural titanium, and you are handed the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the natural titanium of that device, you won't actually know the physical difference between both devices, except from the fact that the 16 series has this button right here, which is the camera button. In my opinion, that's actually a very useless button, but we'll get to that when we come to the camera section. Now, basically, except from this physical difference here, you can't naturally tell the difference between the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So as regards design, or let's say Apple's, should I say creativity, the design of the iPhone 16 Pro Max shares similar design with its previous models. That's the only thing that cuts it off for me. But when it comes to its durability, to its general feel, its general features, the design of the iPhone 16 Pro Max is very nice. I like it for a fact. I like the fact that the design is big, the phone feels steady on the hand. It's not too light, it's not too heavy. Should I say it's not too heavy? Yes, although the 17 Pro Max actually looks way better than this as regards the fact that it features a new refresh, like the design was refreshed in the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Regardless, the iPhone 16 Pro Max design, durability, and its general build is still very nice for 2026. It's a very good buy. So if you're considering that as regards its design, then you can go for it. So the only issue I have with it is the fact that the design from the iPhone 15 Pro Max still technically looks like the 16 Pro Max, but yes, it's still good. Natural titanium was something I was actually particularly impressed with. I don't know why Apple actually had to go back to aluminum design and stuff like that, but when it comes to the natural titanium, yes, it's a good one for me. So as regards to design, the iPhone 16 Pro Max still carries value, so yes, it's a checkpoint. So the next to be looking at is the display of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, I'm not being cocky right here, but if you're an Apple user or an iPhone user, let's say a regular iPhone user or a regular Apple user, I bet you don't know the display that is on your phone. But regardless, this one is supported by a 6.9 inches OLED display, and yes, the display of the iPhone 16 Pro Max is perfect. Up until today, it still gives you very nice colors. If you're playing game, you get very nice colors. On social media, the display is sharp as you can get. Now, for a fact, I've used the 17 Air and the 16 Pro Max, and while I was playing game like Call of Duty on both devices, I can tell you for a fact that I actually love the 16 Pro Max when it comes to what the colors actually give me. Now, I don't see any significant difference between the 17 Air and the 16 Pro Max as regards display, but I feel more comfortable using the display of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now you get sharp pictures, you get sharp videos, social media scrolling is very nice, the refresh rate is crazy. Everything on it still puts up with the day. But considering the fact that this one is not as old as the older models of iPhone, I can say yes, it's still prioritized. And even with iOS 26, damn, it's just too good. The whole leafy glass stuff on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, like, it just holds up pretty much well. So yes, the display of the iPhone 16 Pro Max is still very nice in 2026. Everything still sits well. You get sharp pictures, you get sharp videos, you also get real-time scrolling on social media, no lags, no, glitches and stuff like that. So yes, the display on this one is nice. And let's not consider the fact that the display is also very, very durable, because yes, this one, it still holds up. Now, let me explain something to you. If you get an iPhone and you are pretty afraid that the display might break anytime soon, you need to consider the fact that the display of that iPhone might be changed or something else. But if you get a new device, let's say you get a non-active device, a device that was not repacked, refurbished, or anything like that, the displays are very durable and can hold up. So you not be afraid of the fact that the display can break quite easily. You just hold your device. As long as you're careful and you use a case, you are very good to go. So basically, the display of the iPhone 16 Pro Max still holds up very well. Like I said earlier, good pictures, good videos, good social media scrolling time, and everything on it just makes sense. Even the gaming latency and everything is perfect. So if you are considering the display, then the display of the iPhone 16 Pro Max is still a 10 over 10 as of today. So the next we'll be looking at is the cameras of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And for a fact, I can tell you that the cameras of the iPhone 16 Pro Max are still top notch. Now, basically, this one supports a 48 megapixel rear camera, and the camera is very, very good. Now basically, you can shoot very sharp photos and very good videos with the iPhone 16 Pro Max camera. Considering the fact that the iPhone 16 Pro Max camera still supports 4K video capabilities, and you can also shoot on ProRes. Now if you don't know what ProRes is, it's basically the log feature on the iPhone, like the S log tree you get on the Sony, and the Canon log and stuff like that. So basically, what this one helps you to do is for you to be able to color grade perfectly. Now, just put in context, if you're a mobile photographer or a mobile videographer, people tend to go into content creation as of today a lot. You can use this device to shoot your content quite comfortably without fearing for anything at all. It supports modern features. Everything on it is good. Now, 4K on the iPhone 16 Pro Max still goes a long way. Combined with ProRes, you're basically working with a camera. But I don't want to go into that deeply unless I actually do a full camera review. But trust me, the camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max still holds up until today. And to me, I feel as if it's also a 10 over 10. Now, if you want to compare, let's compare with the iPhone Air, which was released in 2025. Now, basically, I've been using this device for a while, and I can tell you that the camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max is way better than what you get on this device. Now, basically, you get 0.5x. You can zoom into, I think, up onto 20x. You can also shoot ProRes on this device. Now, basically, you can't shoot any of that on this particular device. So yes, the camera on this device is basically for people who want to, do simple photography. But on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, you still get more advanced features, and I'm pretty impressed with that. So considering this camera, yes, the camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max still goes a long way. It's still very nice, and if you're considering it, it's a 10 over 10. So the next thing we're looking at is the battery of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And yes, this is where this one actually shines. Now, basically, this one supports a 4685 mAh battery. And yes, the battery still lasts up until today. Now, the device on my hand still has a normal battery health, but the battery health is around 92. I don't know if you can see this. Well, we'll actually add it. The battery health is around 92, and it was first used in February of 2025. Up until today, with heavy charging, we are at 92%. Yes, I use my devices a lot, so yes, I charge a lot. Now, I charge morning, I charge in the night, I charge at multiple instances because I'm always on my phone. That aside, the battery still holds up until today. If I get 100%, or let's say 80 to 90%, I still use it for a whole day before I come back to the house and start charging again. And yes, it just holds up. So basically, if you are going to get this device as brand new, you get a very powerful battery, although it does not come with the whole Vapor cooling chamber and stuff like that was introduced in the 17 lineup. But yes, it still holds up. So the battery on this one is very nice. You can get up to, should I say, 15 hours of usage, steady usage. On standby, you can get days. So basically, the battery on the iPhone 16 Pro Max is still nice. So if you are considering the battery of this device, it's still a 10 over 10 in 2026. Now, let's talk about gaming, which is actually a factor in buying devices as of today, because many people tend to game a lot. Games like PUBG, Call of Duty, Free Fire, and also multi-taxing games like that. Now, basically, I play Call of Duty a lot, as I'm actually kind of like, should I say, semi-pro player or something like that. But that aside, now I play Call of Duty a lot, which actually drains my battery a lot and puts my device at a very high use. But what I want to tell you is that gaming on this device has been superb. Now, I basically enjoy gaming on my 16 Pro Max than my iPhone Air because this one feels more steady on the hand. Why this is too light for me to, like, should I say, press and stuff like that. But regardless, the gaming experience on this device has been top notch. I actually enjoy playing battle royale on this device, although I play multiplayer on this device a lot, but I still enjoy playing battle royale on this device, and I've not had any issues. No lags, no glitching, anything. The device just goes full time and full blown. So yes, the gaming experience on the iPhone 16 Pro Max is still top notch. So if you play games, then this one is still a good buy in 2026. Now let's talk about connectivity, which is not actually talked about on most mobile phone reviews as of today. Now basically the Wi-Fi on this device is still great. Calls are great. You don't get any lags or anything at all when you're making calls to this device. You don't get the other person on the other end telling you that, oh, I can't hear what you're saying, what are you doing, and stuff like that. The calls are very nice, the Wi-Fi is very nice, the Bluetooth connectivity is very nice, and it actually supports a long range when you're using, and every other connectivity I've not actually had any issues. This one supports 5G, 4G, and any band depending on the area you're staying and what your network provider can do. So basically the connectivity on the iPhone 16 Pro Max is still top notch, and I love it for 2026. So basically this is just a quick review of the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and if it's a good buy in 2026. If you like this video, do what, like, comment, and also subscribe for more videos like this. My name is Yus, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.